So we all know these as Loom bands. Okay. So do you know, it's funny because I thought that the Loom were the bands and not the actual. I was just like, okay, I'm really putting this together. So, and this was a last minute added class because of feedback. And so that goes to show you the power of feedback. We listen to you, okay, because you're out there with the students. So I'm going to show you the first. Did everyone get a chance to look through the lesson?
I saw the YouTube video.
Okay, there were videos sent, and then I sent the actual lessons a few days later. Okay, so there's an interlacing that I wanted to do and use because this was a more simple way to create things. Okay, so you're basically going to have your two looms kind of overlap each other. Okay, and then you're going to take that bottom loom, the one that's on the bottom, okay, and you're going to pull it through itself to create a lock there.
You're going to pull it through itself?
Yes, so let me show it again. So I have two looms. I have one that's over the other, and they overlap this way, okay? The one that is on the bottom. I have the bottom one. Here's the rest of that same one. I'm taking it and pulling it through. So I'm here. Did you get it?
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, like a bowl.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, and yes, you get this. Okay. I mean, once you get it, it's easy to explain it that initial time. You know, have kids gather in, make it ooh ah, you know, whatever you need to do. But they're basically going to make like a chain of loom bands. Okay. And so with this chain, in lessons, I believe 1 and 3, no, it may be 1 and 2. I'm sorry, off the top of my head. Lessons 1 and 2, we will use these chains to decorate things. So they're going to decorate their pin. The pin that you're going to have is thicker than this, okay? But you're going to decorate the pin. And then they're going to fill out a form, okay? And so I'm just pushing each on the pin. And of course I would have more that I made. And then I push them down. And I have like this zigzag design for my pen. Okay?
So you do that same step over and over again? Like to make more?
Yes. That same pulling the bottom one through itself, through the opening. Okay? You keep doing that and you make your line. And so I believe the first lesson for the pen, I have you do 5 of these. Okay? And then I have you do another 5. Okay, younger kids that maybe this is difficult or it's taking longer to get this, you know, just let them design their pen and let the 5 be okay. You know, if they're older and they got it and it was easy, great. I'm going to actually take another 5, and right now I'm using 3. And I'm going to put them the opposite direction and slide them down and create like a design. And I don't want to limit the students to the design that I came up with. If they come up with their own thing or something better, let them do it. Okay, I messed it up. So they have to kind of play and jerk with it, pull it down. Okay. And so the design, I just want to show you quickly, will look like that. It'll look like a box, a diamond. Okay, with the 2 going down the side. And there's a picture of it. Completed one. The second picture is what it will look like. Okay. And they'll play around, they can do their own thing, and here's the single one, you know, for younger kids that may not. Okay? And so it's simple, it's just a pen, but hey, now this is our official Rainbow Loom pen. Let's pass out the papers, okay? This form, I would like for you to use the student information sheet, okay? This is gonna help you know what their Loom experience is, okay, so that you can be prepared for it. I want us prepared, You know, I don't want the kid that's like cutting you off every second. Oh, I know how to do that. I know how to, you know. You want to group those kids. You want to make those kids feel special, important. They can help other students. It's not mandatory. If they're not interested in helping others, you still want to keep them engaged and have something for them to do, and I give those notifications, okay? So, is everyone okay with this? Can I move on to the single by hand? Okay, does anyone know how to do the single by hand?
This starts like this,
Yes,
right?
okay. So, let's take a couple of looms. I'm going to take the first one and cross it, and then I'm going to put it on my pointer and middle finger. Okay? Then I'm going to take another one. I'm not going to cross, and I'm going to put it over it. Okay, and it'll look like this. I'm going to pull, the bottom one over the top so that it goes into the middle. Okay? And then I'm going to keep repeating that process. Okay? Now I may have to pull them down on my fingers. Okay?
Do I do the other side?
So I'm going to keep pulling the bottom one over the top one. So as I add, and let me do a couple so you can see what it looks like. Okay. As I add them, I'm going to keep pulling them over the top, and then eventually I start to form the chain here. You're on the right track. So add another one.
Do I do it?
So just add it, don't cross it, and then now pull, probably take another color, just so you can see the difference.
So the bottom one is the one you pull over.
Yes, and it goes in the middle.
Just like that.
Yes, and that's gonna go in the middle. The other, pull both sides
both
every
of them.
time.
Okay.
Now put the, oh, no, just in the middle. In the middle. No, take it back. To put it in the middle. Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
And it's okay for students to start over. So it looks like that.
Oh,
Okay?
Oh, okay, okay.
And then you're gonna take this next one and now pull this over.
Okay.
And you're gonna continue.
Okay.
That orange is the base.
Yes.
Okay, so what do I do?
You're gonna,
after?
no, and it's not gonna be the
And
base
you're
because you're gonna
supposed to
keep
put this
pulling
one
over,
over here, this one
okay?
over here.
But this
For the
is gonna
bottom,
continue
right?
to grow your chain.
Like
Okay.
No,
Okay.
you put it in the
And
middle.
so I will tell you how many you need for most, but it's just a number. Different children have different size wrists, and you can adjust, you know, as needed, add more to or subtract. Does everyone get this?
No.
Okay, so you're here. This is your first step. Okay, so now you're pulling the bottom one over, and this is how it will start. Okay, and now you're going to take this one, and you're going to continue that process. Keep pulling the bottom over the top.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So now, since we're on single, the fishtail is kind of the next hand one that we do. And it starts the same way, okay? We'll do that same cross, okay, and put them on those two fingers. My suggestion is to push this one down a little bit, so maybe start in the middle of the fingers, okay? You're going to put 2 bands. Okay? 2 bands. Okay? Same process from here. Okay? But you start with those 2. You're pulling the bottom one over the top.
The very top one.
Yes, over the very top, over the 2. Okay? Keep adding.
And then
Pulling.
always add 2 at a time?
No, I'm sorry. From there, you will then only add 1.
Okay.
Okay? So the only difference is that it's starting with the 2. And then you will continue to add 1 just as you did in the single. Okay? And I think I'm out of time. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Rainbow Loom people to stay. Okay, because we have to get this. Now, is anyone that's teaching Rainbow Loom also teaching Fitness Fun?
No.
Great. Okay. Okay, and so you'll see the different design that you get. This is the fishtail. Okay, and this was one of the videos that I sent you, so by all means, please follow up with that video and make sure you have this, because there may be some kids that do. Now, there may be some that don't, because they just do it with the looms, but there may also be some kids that know how to do this by hand. Okay, so I'm going to keep, is anyone not teaching Rainbow